Alright, I'm live. Welcome everyone. This is day number 40 in the row, building a business till 10k month. For some reason the bot here didn't... here we go. Now it works. Nice. This is awesome. Look at this. And for those who didn't join the Discord, join. I just made a poll here and asked for the reason why people joined the Discord. Quite interesting. So I did not expect that people actually joining for the networking. Okay. I mean, yeah, why not? Good reason. And I also did not expect that start a business will be that low. So I actually kind of thought that starting a business is going to be much higher than, for example, start freelancing. That's what I thought. Or, for example, networking or learn something new. So let me type welcome to the day number 40. What business? Just a second, let me show you. And kind of I should start with what business I'm building, right? Okay, so the Discord is there. So what business am I building? I am building kind of two things at the same time. I am building here this platform. This is a coding school. This platform should take you from complete zero to being a Salesforce developer. And the whole thing about this platform is that in not like other platforms, this is a completely automated platform. So basically, if you go here to modules, let's say you wanna learn variables. You go to the variables and it's gonna ask you to solve here. So first you read some theory and then it's gonna ask you to create variables. Let's create a few variables here. So let's say integer a will be 13, integer b will be what? Will be 22, and integer sum is a plus b. Let's see if that's gonna work. You see, some of them worked, some of them didn't, right? Because variable a must have assigned value of 15. So let's fix it. Let's say it's 15, but then we made a mistake here and we add a 0 here. If I run the code, everything works except the last one. So if I remove this part, it works. This is the whole shtick, this is the whole idea behind this platform, and like this, I'm gonna automate everything that you need to know to become a Salesforce developer. First we have syntax and basics, so this is like very basic stuff. Nothing about triggers, you see, just actually learning how to code. Then the SOQL queries, so the SOQL, they are kind of a little bit separate. And then the next one would be triggers and trigger handlers, and you see it here's a lot about triggers, right? And we still need to automate this part, but it's coming. So here we still have this not really automated cases, but we're gonna do it at some point. So this is the business that I'm building, but because I'm stuck with my visa and I don't have a payment system set up, I think I will first launch my main business, which is running courses, cohort-based courses, and the course that I'm gonna launch will be a 12-week course, and it's gonna be targeting people who just want to learn how to code. And I'm gonna be using this platform that I developed to run the course. And what we were doing the last time is I was doing this webinar page, and we were basically setting up the whole webinar funnel. So if we look at our webinar funnel, that's kind of an idea. We're gonna run some ads. We're gonna advertise on LinkedIn. So I'm gonna create a lot of different posts for LinkedIn. And we're gonna basically try to drive traffic into the webinar registration page and then to the webinar and to the email list. And then I'm gonna do the webinar and I hope to make a good course launch. That's the plan. Okay, let me check that I'm actually live everywhere. Okay, yeah, looks like I am live. Nice. Okay, so the plan for today, I have big plans for today. So the plan for today is Salesforce business ideas, something that I promised here. Here, can I? How can I edit? I cannot edit it anymore. Okay. So what I promised actually for today is to show the list of my ideas that I had for the Salesforce when I was brainstorming what business should I start, or maybe some ideas that pop up well when I already started my business. That's the one thing. That's gonna be today. Then I wanna kind of have a look at the Discord and see maybe we can invite some people to have some kind of talk for the Discord community. That would be nice. Not really sure about that because this is not my main thing. I kind of made a post on LinkedIn, but I never thought that many cool people gonna join. Like I did not expect. First, I did not expect that many people. That I think in total there are already around 100 people. Yeah. So if you calculate 7 plus, so 90 something people. That's quite a lot. I did not expect to have that many people. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, so maybe we can make something out of this platform. And there are a few people who joined that I really appreciate, like Jordan Nelson, the local LinkedIn legend, or Usmanov. You're also the legend, the well-known Apex legend. So let's see how it's gonna go. Not so sure for now. So I wanted to speak maybe with you guys about those things. And then I also realized that when you join the platform, there's nothing. So this platform, there's nothing that kind of greets you. Or when you click here on basics on the variables, I kind of wanna at least have here kind of a video that's gonna speak to the people who bought the platform or who just joining the platform, so that I explain the whole idea behind this platform. And I wanna record this video today. Then the next thing, what is the business? Sofu, welcome. Sofu, I granted you a new role. Do you see it? Yeah, look at this. Artist. You have a role of an artist now. So then I had one of my last students from the last cohort. I think Srinivasa, that's you, right? Yeah, Srinivasa. So if you join the stream, then we can talk about my experience with lead generation, because somewhere you mentioned that you wanted to do the lead generation, right? Where were you quite a bit of messages from yesterday? Oh, I think it was in the introductions. Yeah, in the introductions. Where are you? Yeah, and work on the lead gen. So I have a little bit of experience with lead gen, because that was the way I started my business. I wouldn't say that I'm an expert, and I'm definitely not an expert. I tried it for a few months with the lead gen on LinkedIn, and it was kind of something. It was quite something. So I don't know. Yeah, that was yeah. I can share my experience with lead gen. If Srinivasa joining the stream, then yeah. If no, then we're gonna go to the finishing the webinar landing page. That's the plan. Ahmed is asking, what is the business? The business is coding school. You see, I don't even drink coffee today on the stream, just water. I had so much coffee in the last 40 days. I think even if you look at how much coffee I drank on the streams, it's gonna be more than people usually drink per day. And that's only on the stream, not even counting outside of the stream. Let me. Yeah. So, Salesforce business ideas. And I'm gonna record this. I'm probably gonna cut out this part, and I'm gonna make out of this this part some kind of YouTube video. Let's see. I'm not sure. Maybe it's gonna be just this. And it would be nice if you people can bring the ideas, especially from the Twitch, because we have quite a lot of people here from Salesforce. Okay, so let's start with the business ideas for the Salesforce ecosystem. So first thing that I want to say is that Salesforce ecosystem is really immature in terms of how many businesses we have. If we look at the B2B, I think we are better, but if you look at the B2C, not enough, not nearly enough as in all the other fields. So the first, and I have here. So the first thing that I want. Okay, let me draw here. Salesforce business idea. So the first one is marketing company for Salesforce partners. Let me tell you a story. So I worked at the company called Empower. I worked at this company, Empower. Empower was one of the best companies I worked in terms of how they view people, in terms of how they deal with customers, how they approach the whole hiring process, how they maintain people. Everything was really good. I loved them. And I'm still in touch with them. I left them because I wanted to grow, and there was not that many growth possibilities for Salesforce developers. Sofa asks, do you know a place where I can get a free domain? I don't think you can get a free domain. I don't know. I have no idea. Like, domains are not that expensive. You can buy a domain even if you're completely broke, depending on the country. But like, domains are what, 3 euros, 6 euros. It's like, even if you save on one coffee, then go out for one coffee, and then you buy a domain. So getting back to the Salesforce ecosystem, this company is awesome. Guess how many people were doing marketing in this company? Just say a number in your head. The company was, so the company, let's have a look. What is the company? So the company has 1.3 thousand projects completed, 1.1 customers. The customer satisfaction score is 5. They have 250, and those are the companies that they worked. For example, Kazoo, for example, Flixbus, Scalable Capital. If you're in Europe, then you know Celonis, you know those Blanklist, you know they're like super known startups here. So they basically focus on startups, and I'm not really sure how many people are they now. They have these beautiful pictures, transparency, self-management, collaboration, careers. How many people are they? Okay, they don't really show. But they were definitely, I think, around 50 people when I was working there. Around 50 people. So the number that you said, 50, for example, Isa, you say 50 people, no careers. I don't know why they don't have careers. And this is kind of goes into what I want to say. So from these pictures, there's in this 50 people company. So company had 50 people. Some of them developers, some of them consultants, HR, SEO, all of them 50 people together. I think 3 or 4 offices around the globe. So office in London, office in Berlin, office in South Africa, office in Spain. So quite it's not a huge company, but it's also not a small company. Definitely millions of revenue. In total, they had one person doing the whole marketing. One person. All the marketing, which includes social media, web page. What else? Social media, web page, email, everything. So everything was done just by one person. All the graphics was done just by one person. This whole website, when I was working there, we went through 3 different versions of the website. And this website, when I went here, it's kind of new. Like, I didn't see this version of the website. So imagine, for 50 people, there's only one person doing the marketing, and they were not searching for other marketing experts. It was not, the marketing was such a low priority for them. Then, so I think this Carla, she worked in marketing. Another example, CloudWorth. I worked at CloudWorth. Really nice company. When I worked there, they were less people. I don't actually remember how many people, but they're not like super huge. They're like 10, maybe 12 people when I was working there, something in this regard. So guess how many marketing people they had? 0. 0. And always when you work as a developer in these companies, then I worked at Volantic. Huge company, Volantic. I think 3,000 people working in Volantic in total, if not more. So huge company, very, very, very successful. Okay, over 4,000 Volantic specialists. So they're huge. Very successful in Germany, or we call it DACH territory. It's like basically Germany, Austria, Switzerland, like those like German-speaking countries, basically. Super successful, known. Our department was specialized in Salesforce, and we were also about 50 people. And the whole marketing, and that was special. The whole marketing was done by 3, 4 people in total, which is huge. In comparison to all the other companies, that's kind of huge. And here we go, they were super successful, and they are growing. I think they grew from like 20 people when I joined to like 50 people, and then probably they must be around 100 people now in their department. So they grow, the growth there is huge. But the point is, if you look at their marketing, the way they were doing this, it's quite simple, and it's not nearly as competitive as if you look at other companies, B2C companies and all of that. So here's idea for you, and this is something that I kind of evaluated for myself if I want to do it. Basically, marketing agency for Salesforce partners. Something that they have in common is that those are Salesforce partners, so they basically have a lot of different people like developers, admins, consultants working for them and consulting other businesses on how to implement Salesforce or actually implementing the Salesforce. They usually don't have that much of resources on how to spend on marketing, and on top of that, they don't have the most important. They don't have the expertise. When I look back at the last companies where I worked, the understanding of marketing was pretty low. So in some companies it was better, in some it was less, but in general, marketing was like priority number 10, which is kind of, you can understand it. But this niche, I think it's still there's so much to do. I really evaluated if I should do and specialize in marketing for Salesforce partners. It involves, for example, the landing page. How do you know what landing page to create? It's hard. Like, how do you know what to create? They didn't know. In all the companies that I worked for, they didn't know how to properly create a landing page, or what should be the converting page, and like how to write the blog posts, should we start a podcast, and all of these things, they didn't really, that was such a low priority for them. So I thought about starting such a marketing agency for Salesforce partners, and I decided not to. And the reason why I decided not to is because I didn't feel like I have the right expertise. So I'm not a marketing expert, right? I don't have that many of marketing, not only experience, I don't have anything to showcase. So my plan, and that was seriously one of the plans that I thought about, is switching from developer to marketing role for one of the companies and learn how they do it, then go work for another company, then see how they do it, and then start this type of agency, because there's definitely a lot of demand. And I'm sure if you just go and cold write or cold email a lot of different agencies, you would be able to get some responses, because this is such a pain point in all the companies that I work for. And you know what's the best part? Partners, Salesforce. Another question is, how do you know what companies to target? Well, you go here on the Apexsandbox, and you can find all the partners there. This is the coolest part. Like you can find all the partners. So for example, you want to go you want to Germany? Yeah, let's do the Germany, and let's take out those that are above 1,000. Let's take this one. Apply filters. Hey, I don't see that it applied Germany. Let's take Germany. More than 1,000. Apply filters. So how many we have? We have 252. It's not much. But then you can go, for example, C-Clear partners. Okay, C-Clear not. Probably I know them. Mindsquare are also good. Flint. I just know basically all of them. Yeah, let's say those guys. Because not only like to the business idea, not only you need to know what to do, you also need to kind of know how to reach the people, right? So let's see. Is it gonna bring us to the? Yeah, so it brings us. Okay, so they're quite good. So here you can go to why us or to contact, and you can contact them. So you can see that they are aware. I'm not really sure why is it, because it's supposed to be Germany, but whatever. So you can find them how to contact here, and you can contact them basically. Or even better, you can go, where is here? Why us? They look very suspicious though. They look very suspicious. Let's search them on LinkedIn. So you can also go and search them on LinkedIn, right? So you can go and try to find. I mean, this company is suspicious. This company is suspicious. But looks like that they do have employees. It means that's fine. So some of them is definitely a founder. So you can go and try to find the founder and just connect to the founder and write them. And like this, you do all the 252 companies, consultants that we found here, that we found on Apexsandbox, and I bet you will be able to get some customers. And I would do this thing if I had more marketing experience. That's the catch. Like that was really such a point. Whenever in what company I was working, if that was a smaller company, they had such a big pain with marketing, and you don't have to go and implement. You can just you can do basically consulting for them, but you can also go and actually go and implement for them. So for example, you can go find the company and take their main page, rework it on your own without even asking them to pay you. Rework the landing page, basically roast the landing page, send them ready landing page and say, hey guys, I found here for you how you can improve your landing page and increase the conversion. I've done it for free. Here's your landing page. If you wanna continue working, then here we go. And you can even start like making video about that and producing some I don't know, LinkedIn content or YouTube videos, and people gonna like it. People gonna like roasting other landing pages and hear why some landing page sucks and another landing page converts better than other one. So, and I bet you will find such a awful landing pages for so many partners. And this is the way I would start this business. And the best part about it is that it's B2B. It's better than B2C. Illuminati, hi. Hi. Oh yeah. So that was the business idea number 1. You can steal it. You can steal it. Go and implement it. I don't even need any royalty. Right. So what do you think? What do you think about this business idea? I mean, of course, the catch is that someone like me, probably I cannot really. There's no stealing, there's inspiration. That's true. I mean, there's probably like, what are you drinking? I'm drinking water. I'm drinking just water. Not coffee this time. Maybe I'm gonna do coffee later. But this time, no coffee. So yeah, I mean, someone like me probably can't do this business well because I don't really have an experience in making conversion rates on the website or something like this. But you can learn those things. Those are not the things that are super hard to learn. You can, in a year or two, you can definitely learn them. And the best part is that it's really high value skill. So even if something goes wrong, you still can just continue working as a marketing specialist at one of those companies that you roast. And I bet a lot of companies gonna appreciate it. And if you do it for a year, so let's say for a year you start, 1 year you go, let's say you break into the Salesforce industry, you break into Salesforce industry, but you have in mind that you want to start a business. You go work as a marketing in the Salesforce ecosystem, and you get the skill. So you really learn grind for 1-2 years. You learn how to build a really good marketing at one of the company, and then you start this whole roasting thing. You just go and one by one improve the web pages of companies, and you're gonna get so much. First, you're gonna build your brand, and like you're gonna build a brand that's already good. So worst case, you're just gonna work. I don't have experience in marketing too, but I think I can learn it. I really think I must learn it for the future. Yeah, I agree. I think marketing is a key of everything. So marketing is a key. If you are good at marketing, at least in the current age, I think you're better off than being good at development. But the problem is that with marketing is a lot of people, they're not really. If you're working in marketing but you're not focused on bringing real revenue, then you're not really working on the marketing. What I saw in a lot of cases where in those companies that I worked, we had a marketing role, but those people who were focused on marketing, they didn't have direct connection to how much revenue they bring. So if you want to work in marketing, but you don't have a goal to bring 1 million in revenue to the company, you're kind of working on the wrong things. If you're working on, if your goal is like, oh, I want to build up an Instagram profile, yeah, but that's not it. That's not it. It's like, it's like working on the least important things. No, you kind of better to work on the more important things, right? But I mean, this is something that I understand now. It's something that I didn't understand before, and that's basically also true for anything you work, right? If you work as a developer, and if your whole goal at the company is just to deliver one project or deliver project that is what 1% of the whole revenue of the company, well, you're only valued as 1% of the company. But if you're someone who's working, for example, like in marketing, and you're in charge of the whole marketing, and you bring 3 million in revenue, that's a totally different thing, right? So I kind of, when I started working as a developer, I kind of thought about that. Okay, well, development is cool. Why? I don't know. Developers just cool. But now I understand that you're only as valuable as much money you bring to the company itself. So something to keep in mind. So that was idea number 1. The second idea is implement AI. Of course, AI, of course, for Salesforce, and we can Salesforce agencies. We okay, it's kind of, yeah, for Salesforce, but you can also kind of put in parentheses, because it is of course not only focused on the Salesforce itself. You can do it with any other company. So the whole idea behind, and this is of course the idea that I got only 1.5 year ago, 1 year ago, once we had ChatGPT. So here's the story. I was working as a developer in I think Valantic. Yeah, I think at one of Valantic, and ChatGPT came out. It was a huge success, and everyone started using it. And I was so, oh, this is so cool, this is awesome, ChatGPT, wow. And then GitHub Copilot started. I was like, oh, wow. And then Perplexity AI started. They're also kind of cool. So a lot of those cases, like a lot of those AI tools started popping up. And the problem that we had at the company is that I went to people and I basically asked them, hey, am I allowed to use ChatGPT or GitHub Copilot for my job? And they didn't know. They didn't have the answer. And the reason for that, why they didn't have an answer, is because the tool is so new that they didn't know if it's allowed by the GDPR. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Yeah, GDPR. So basically, GDPR, it's kind of like a set of laws by European Commission, where you have to follow these rules whenever you have some kind of data. So if you take some client data, then you have to follow these things. For example, one of the rules is that you have, if you subscribe someone to the email list, you have to basically make a second confirmation for the person that that they basically explicitly allow you to subscribe them. You cannot just go and subscribe them automatically if you know their email. It's usually not a big deal for smaller companies like mine, but it's kind of much a bigger deal for bigger companies, well, Valantic, for example, or those companies like Aldi. So if you take those companies, they care a lot, because if they don't care, they're gonna get sued, gonna pay a lot of different fines. So when you work in this for bigger projects, you kind of have to think about those things, even as a developer, because guess what? Code can sometimes contain some sensitive data. Not only it might not contain the data about the customers directly, but the code is kind of a reflection of business process that you have. Code is kind of like internal thing of the company, and if you had, for example, an access to the code of Coca-Cola company, you could reverse engineer a lot of internal processes and a lot of internal things that Coca-Cola probably didn't want to make public. And if you use a GitHub Copilot, you're basically, in some cases, you're allowed to use your code, and in some cases you don't. So all of that is kind of a big question. It's kind of a gray zone of AI. So what we really wanted to have is an expert on these new tools that would go and tell us, hey, this is okay to use this tool, but enable those checkboxes. If you don't enable these checkboxes, then it's not good. Or that we have or for example, that the expert is gonna say, hey, no, Copilot, you're not allowed to use it because it's gonna leak all the code that you write. It's gonna leak to the GitHub Copilot team. Those things didn't exist, and I started using GitHub Copilot without really understanding if I'm legally allowed to do that. I mean, I asked, and no one was against me using the GitHub Copilot, but I was not feeling super easy because on that, because it's kind of, you don't really know, is it good, is it not good to use it, you don't know. So if you just go and really understand how those things work, you can go and write those companies. So for example, the way I would do it is I would probably go consult some lawyers or something, and I would write some things that are scary about AI tools. So for example, if you're using ChatGPT in the company, then X can happen. And I would use this bad cases, what can go wrong, to scare the companies and say them, hey, did you know that if your employee is using ChatGPT, you could get, you're going against this and this law. And then I would say, but we can easily fix you and show how to do it or implement for you. Or we can even review for all the AI tools that you use at the company, and we can make a report basically for you to say, hey, this is how you can use it, this is how you're using it wrong, fix this, fix that. This is what I would do. And I bet because this field is so new, there's literally no competition. So you can go speak to the lawyers, but don't go, you don't have to be a lawyer for that, right? You need to understand how it works, and it's not that hard to understand. You can just ask for consultation for the lawyers. And then the most difficult part is actually to find the companies that are using that. And the best part around this business is that your target audience would be the more bigger companies, because small companies, they don't really care. If you're 5 people, some of them using ChatGPT, like no one cares how much data you leak, unless you try not to leak data, of course, but no one really cares that much about it. So that's something that I really thought about. And the thing about agencies, right? So the target could be agencies, because agencies or partners, they employ a lot of developers, and developers are the guys who are checking out quite a lot of AI tools all the time. So they don't necessarily know what is allowed, what is not allowed. And you can not only do the report, you can also do kind of subscription. So you can subscribe a company for constantly reviewing the AI tools, and then you can build a list with a review of the best tools for B2B. And you can send the tools. You can analyze the tools that people are using. So there's a lot of different possibilities. And again, you're not going this B2C route. So with this business, you're not trying to do like one of these things that people usually do, like, oh, here's your AI newsletter, so here you will know everything about AI. The value behind those things is not that high, right? Because everyone can write about this. But if you shift your focus on companies and implementing those things and basically best practices for using AI for companies, that's totally another thing. And if you build an email list of 500 people, that's going to be huge, because 500 people of decision makers, basically, that's huge. And of course, I also thought about this idea. I think this is the most obvious idea. This is very similar to what I just talked about. Is that you can basically go to the companies and say, hey, do you know how to use AI? No, I can implement the AI I use for you. But this idea, I don't like it, because it doesn't solve it doesn't solve something that is burning. It is like, yeah, maybe AI is nice to have, but would I want to pay for it much? No. Versus when you say, hey, if if your developers are using ChatGPT, you can lose like 50,000 in because you're gonna pay the fine, and they're like, oh wow, really, is it? So that's something that is burning, something that is much easier to sell than nice to have thing. So what do you think about this part, guys? Nope, this is not a distraction. Let me for a second, let me turn off the heating in my room. Just a second. Okay, I'm back. I even changed my t-shirt to the... I probably can see, but it's a Trailblazer t-shirt from the Salesforce. I think I got it on one the Salesforce events. Not really sure how I got it, but... I know. We won it at the hackathon of Sales 5. Sales 5. I think Sales 5 is one of the most successful companies in Munich. And they look really good. So they have a really good, nice website. Even though I like the last website much better. Okay, so that was the second idea. How to market our own app. Do you already have... So if you ask this question, you definitely did something wrong. If you ask how to market your own app, if you already have the app, that's something that you really should have asked yourself before developing the app. But if you ask it and you don't have the app, then that's a good question. That's a good question. What do you have, Sunny? What do you have so far? Okay, so that was idea number 2. And idea number 3, and this is gonna be very much Salesforce specific, is we have a problem in Salesforce and especially in the Salesforce development, and this is something that I was thinking for me to develop. Let's have a look at this conversation. Where was it? We had one conversation about this one. So with the knitting, we had conversation. So here's the initial post. Sunny writes food ordering app. Do you already have the app or is it just an idea? So here's the post. Is using a Salesforce best practices, known as SBP, always the best idea? Sometimes I'm not sure. Before I cause riots and before people choose violence, I think the right to decide whenever or not SBP should be used or skipped has to be earned. If you haven't earned this, yes, probably best for you to just stick to the best practice when it comes to configuring Salesforce. Earned? How do you earn right to decide? Experience and whenever you're not have used SBP before is and know its limitation. So Sunny, you say it's in development. Sunny, don't do the development unless you already sold something. Learn how to market first. So first do the marketing and then develop something. Don't do it other way around. And for those people who wonder where I read it from the YouTube comments, because I stream both to YouTube and to Twitch, so kind of a little bit. So Sunny, if you say that you have an food ordering app and you didn't and you didn't market it before, you're set up to big disappointment. Because first, try to market. How do you know that anyone gonna buy it? How do you know that anyone gonna use it? You don't know. That's the thing. So why would you develop it? I think the first 10 businesses that I had in mind, if not more, they all failed. And for the reason that I didn't know how to market. And because I was so much wrong about what people wanna have. And I'm still wrong by large margin, right? But I'm less wrong than I was before. So if you have something, if you develop something before you actually sold it, or before you know how to sell, or before you have before you marketed it, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's very wrong. So let's go back. Let's go back to the post. So as an example, I have complement opportunity partner standard functionality now at least twice. After seeing all the limitations, why can't you be a real object? If I need to ever implement opportunity partners again, I would strongly consider using a custom junction object, especially for more mature partner teams. I have not implemented the opportunity partners again, opportunity partners, but that sounds very possible. I have said before, there's no right answers in Salesforce development, just trade-offs. When using standard opportunity partner, we knew full well the limitations that could come as a result of choice, and we took that medicine. Is a custom opportunity partner junction object the right choice? Is a standard or custom build the right choice? Lean toward SBP, but don't be surprised when occasionally that might not be the best path for the scenario. I have seen it basically on almost every single project I've done in Salesforce. So what is the official best practice? In a lot of cases, for example, when you look at the best practices from Salesforce, and you wanna, for example, you have a choice between Flow and Apex. What should I go? Should I do Flow? Should I do Apex? Well, this is a super big and complex problem. And Salesforce best practice, Flow. No matter what, Flow. If you can't do it with the Flow, do it with the Flow. No, this is wrong. This is not the way you should do it. That's not such an easy choice. It's like you go for Flow or for Apex. It depends on so many factors. It's like, does your client have developers, or what is the scalability? What is the how are you gonna use it in the next 5 years? Do you have some developers to support it? Do you have admins to support it? What is your team? Does your team know how to do the Flow? Does your team know how to do Apex? In a lot of cases, if you take a team of developers, for them it's going to be much quicker and better to just develop something on LWC and Apex rather than a Flow. But if you take a combination, if your majority of your clients are admins, then no, don't do Apex. Like there's so much to it. Then there's also a question: do you need some kind of complex formulas? Do you need how quick it should be? How much do you value the speed? And all of these things. So it's like really complex consideration that you cannot kind of summarize in just a few sentences. You really have to look at the certain case and then decide, is it better that to go with the Flow or to go with the Apex? But Salesforce says what? Nah, just go with the Flow if you can do it. Well, guess what? You can do physically. You could do almost everything with the Flow now. Doesn't mean if you can do something, doesn't mean you should. And here's what I wrote here, that Salesforce best practices unfortunately are way too influenced by their marketing team. I wish we had something like well architected, but for other areas like development. And then Nitin sent to me the well architected, which I exactly meant. So there's this blog, for those people who don't know, there's this blog called Well Architected. Basically, it's kind of a collection of best practices for Salesforce architects. If you're architecting any solution on Salesforce, this is a really good website. And for example, there's pattern and anti-pattern, right? Let's select the dimension. What's the dimension? Apex. Let's select some. Okay. So yeah, let's have a look at this one. So you can see that this whole article, what is it about? It's about automated, right? I was expecting something else because I clicked on the so-called statements are selective, But anyway, so they bring you, basically they have this huge article. If you go, it's gonna take you a lot of time to read, right? Um, but it gives you tools relevant to automate. So it gives you like an overview from the Salesforce architecture perspective, what is best practices around architecting. And some of the best articles that I saw there, it was Apex, well architected, Apex flow. Record triggered automation. That's the they have this table here, and this is the best table in the Salesforce ecosystem that can basically put an end to the discussion flow versus Apex. There's no answer, but there's definitely, you can see that with code you can do everything. With low code, depends what you use, you can do most things or none. So depends what is more important for you. And then look at this. So 41 minutes read, their estimation. If you go just through this whole thing, you will be so much better already in understanding where to choose what. So it's a really good article. So I read through it, but I don't remember anymore that many things. But yeah, this is basically if you really want to understand. Good morning, Pinay. If you really want to understand when to choose what, this is a really good article. And this is good, but what I want to have in the Salesforce ecosystem, and I wish I had, and this is what I wrote. So have you checked out this? Yes, I did. We don't have the same one level down for development. And then Nitin agreed with me. And this is the problem. And this is the business idea for you guys. Create something that's going to be basically a collection of best practices for development. It should include best practices on how to write code, how to name code, naming conventions, patterns for triggers, patterns for trigger handlers, when to implement a trigger framework, when not to implement a trigger framework, when to use scheduled versus queuable. Scheduled versus queuable. I mean, there's use case with the polling where you have to decide. Dominic, hi. You're Dominic from Discord, right? And you can basically try to, in Java world, we had this thing, notify me. Yeah, I hope you used the notify me. So look at this, doing it live, and then there's my channel, and not only my channel, I also added there. Hey, what does it mean? There's no. Why doesn't show me anything? I added there 2 more people. Okay, yeah. So I added there SF Chef because he joined the community as well, and I added Jordan Nelson. They didn't really post for quite a long time, but they are very known in the ecosystem. So SF Chef, let's see, SF Chef. Yeah. Didn't post for 2 months. But yeah, if he posts, then it's gonna be as well there. So basically, and this is, guys, this is official. So if you have a YouTube channel where you're actively posting something and you want to be displayed and you're part of the community, send it to me and I'm gonna see. I don't guarantee you that I'm gonna include you, but I'm gonna include you if I feel like it's gonna add value to the community. Okay. So if you feel like you wanna go into this bot, and then imagine the whole community is gonna be notified once you upload a new video. Good thing. I think it's a good thing. Why not? Yeah. And Dominic, I know, have you seen this poll? You probably already, yeah, Dominic, I see. This is I did not expect people to be joining for networking. Like, I thought that's gonna be the least part. And then then another one, learn something new. Crazy. Totally did not expect that, which is kind of super interesting. So let's see. I was kind of thinking where, so because a lot of people joined, so maybe we're gonna make something out of it. Maybe I'm gonna just leave it as a complete hobby. I'm not gonna invest much time on it. Maybe, let's see. I don't know. Depends if the community gonna grow in the next let's say month. So I'm taking basically like the next month and see what's going on with this community. And yeah, quite excited for this thing. So basically what I was speaking about, I have Twitch, but that's it. Yeah, if you're streaming on Twitch, and if you feel like it can add value to the community, feel free to send it. So yeah, I mean, if you're, for example, streaming games, then doesn't add much value to the community. That's the thing. So here's what I was discussing. I was telling about my ideas. Dominic does dev. Let's check out you, Dominic. Can we check you out on the stream, or you must stream code? Nice. Where days ago? Nice. Nice. Why not? Why not? Making a business website using Astro. That's interesting. Where's the website? Can I see the website? I mean, Dominic is a very German name, so. Dominic and Matthias. Moritz, Maximilian. There's always whenever you sit. So I finished university in Munich, right? So whenever you go into the class and you have basically 90% of German. I was doing bachelor. It's not like this in master. In master you have most people international. It's based on the Tailcast team. So when you go in Germany and you're doing the bachelor, you go into the class. For example, you have a databases class, and you all study database. You go to the class, you go there, and you can definitely, with 100%, you can walk in any class, and there will be one Daniel, at least one Daniel, gonna be in every single class. That's guaranteed. You can just walk into the class and say Daniel, and at least one person gonna stand up, or most likely like three people gonna stand up. Yeah, that's reality of German universities. But then in master you go and you look at the faces, you look at the people in the master degree, and you see maybe 30% of Germans. Which is kind of cool. I think Germany is one of the most attractive countries to immigrate to, and now with the new law, it's even better for people, which is quite cool. I mean, Germany needs it. The most, in all the companies that I worked, the most impressive technical people were all immigrants to either Germany or UK. Like immigrants, the amount of shit you have to go through as an immigrant really makes you so resilient towards anything. Versus when you're born in Germany, you already have so many things already from the birth. You don't even imagine, you don't even have an option to die out of hunger. Like, this is such a good life. Versus if you're born in a lot of different countries, you do have such an option. So if you don't work, if something really bad happens to your family or to you, you're screwed in a lot of companies. In Ukraine, you won't die out of hunger, but I mean, in Ukraine you might die because of a rocket or something from Russia, but you're not you're not that bad. But in other countries like I don't know, like Tunisia, for example, or any other countries, that's crazy. So we are in Europe. We are so like in Europe. You're studying your bachelor. Are you gonna study informatic? A lot of immigrants don't want to work, etc. And the hardest ever. Yeah, I actually I agree. There's like, I think immigrants, they're divided into two categories. So one category is people who immigrate with the idea that they want to work, they want to really try hard, and then they try so hard that it's a lot. They like the best people, as I said, the best people I know were immigrants. Versus other people, they don't have any skills, they just immigrate because they heard that Germany has a good social system. And this is not good. This is not good at all. Like, I don't support those things. I don't support those things. Because I'm paying, I mean, guess what? I'm sitting here in Germany and I'm paying taxes too, and those immigrants, they're basically getting getting my taxes as well. But I think also, to be completely fair, the whole Germany failed in integration in a lot of people. Like, Germany failed in integration. I know. So for example, I've been waiting for my visa for 5 months. I cannot start. I would be paying taxes 5 months already if I got my visa. But Germany doesn't want to give me the visa, even though I speak really good German. I finished German university. I've worked in Germany. I've been in Germany for 6 years. But no, they don't gonna give me a visa because whatever why they're waiting, have no idea. And I know also people who basically are very well integrated. They speak perfect German. The guy that I know, yeah, ich kann. No, I'm not gonna speak German. German here. So, but I studied in German basically, so I kind of speak German. Yeah, I know a guy from Syria who was basically waiting all the time for his visa every month, and he was married to a German girl. He was speaking perfect German. He was working as a I think they were constructing bridges, like engineer that was constructing bridges, and he didn't know if he's gonna get the visa because he was from Syria and he was as a Flüchtlinge here. So that was wild, and like because of that, Germany failed a little bit the integration of those type of immigrants. Like, that's really the bureaucracy in Germany sucks so much. But anyway, getting back to the business ideas, I can get distracted with those things easily. If you want to distract me, then ask about Germany. So, yeah. So number three. What was number three? Oh my god, I already don't remember what was number three. Yeah. So we were speaking about these best practices, that we don't really have the best practices in Salesforce ecosystem. So here's what you need to do. You need to go to this site, refactoring.guru, and you basically do exactly the same website but for the Salesforce ecosystem. Like, you go here to the design patterns, and you can see nicely done design patterns, creation, factory method, and so on. And these things, they apply to some degree to Salesforce ecosystem as well, but you can make them also Salesforce specific. There are some very Salesforce specific best practices that don't exist in other things, like trigger framework or trigger handlers. And there's the if I Google for trigger handlers, let's do that live here. So trigger handlers, we're gonna see very generic articles like, what is the trigger handler, how to implement the trigger handler, summary, what next, blah blah blah. This is not enough. I have in my drafts an article about when to implement what, and it's not less than this. Like, it's at least 20 minutes read. It's not 5 minutes read. it's like the consideration when to implement what is super huge, and this is only one design pattern. There's so many of them, and a lot of them are Salesforce specific, or a lot of them that are, for example, from this refactoring.guru. They do apply for Java, but they apply to Salesforce not to that extent, or they are modified a little bit. So here's the business idea number 3 for you, and this is for those hardcore developers, not like me. I'm not this hardcore developer. Go and write such a thing for Salesforce community. I bet if you spend a year writing those things and make just a site that is dedicated to those things, you will get like an MVP or something, because those things, they don't exist. What about, and on top of that, you can also add a naming convention. You can add so many things which don't exist. And I know it because in almost every company that I've worked as a Salesforce developer, I used to write best practices from scratch, because they didn't have the best practices. They didn't have like a certain place where the best practices were written, and like a collection of best practices. They didn't have it. So I used to write it on my own. And at some point, what's that? Let me go to the last one. Yeah. And I had the time on one weekend, and I wrote those things, Apex best practices, just out of my head. And look at this. This is very small part of everything that can be written. For example, class naming, how to name the classes, how to name the methods, how to pass the variables, how to name the variables, what is the SOQL query structure, and this is only the naming part. Then we have advanced best practices like don't return null, or don't abuse if else, use return early pattern if possible, use trigger framework. Then best practices for the testing. And this is just me basically writing down with the bullet points, but I'm not the 10x Salesforce developer that maybe you are, or maybe someone else is. I don't even consider myself as a senior developer. So if you're a senior developer with, let's say, you have 10 years of experience, you can write those things much better than I can. And go and create such a website, visualize the things like chain of responsibility, blah blah blah, problem, right? Visualize those things, and the Salesforce community gonna thank you so much about those things, because finally we're gonna have some kind of a system where we can or a site where we can reference to this page. So we can say, hey, here I'm implementing this thing, here I'm implementing this thing, because here's the confirmation that actually not only I know that this is the best practice, but also here's the guy who wrote a whole website about this best practice. And the thing is that currently they do exist, but they exist in 3 forms. First, outside of the Salesforce ecosystem, in example like this one, the refactoring guru, which you can take a lot of patterns from here and apply to the Salesforce. Yes, you can. Second, they exist in just in the mind of developers, because there are some very well-known best practices that are not really that much written. Example, using trigger framework. Salesforce doesn't even speak about trigger framework, but it is a best practice to use it. Naming convention. Salesforce doesn't speak anything about naming convention, but there's clearly some best practices around naming conventions. This is the second place where it exists. And the third place is that every company has own written set of rules. So if someone wanna implement it, you can. I don't know how exactly to monetize this business, but if you're not into the building 100 million empire on Salesforce ecosystem, if you're into building your own brand, do that, and Salesforce gonna thank you, and the whole community gonna thank you. And then you can definitely monetize it. You can run ads, for example, or you can run courses, or you can, for example, add a service to your page that if a company wanna evaluate own code and search for inefficiencies in the code instead of running one of those tools that Salesforce always produces that are quite useless. Um, you can go and offer your own services that people gonna know you. Yeah, that's the thing, and it won't take that much of a time for an experienced developer. So if you have really good experience in development, then it's gonna take you maybe a couple of months to write those things, maybe a couple more months. You definitely can get it in 1 year. That's sure. So the idea number 3, where's my scale draft? The idea refactoring Guru for Salesforce. Those are my business ideas for the Salesforce community, and definitely, if I had time, I would implement something, either this one to some degree or this one to some degree. And of course, if I were to implement this one, I probably wouldn't do it myself. But I already have like a small start around it, so I already have some best practice written down. But again, I'm not the person in position to actually really well to implement those things, because I'm not the 10x developer that other people are. Or at least that's not something that I wanna do actually. I'm not super passionate about those things. I like them, but I wouldn't say I'm super passionate about them. Those are my ideas. What do you think, guys? Done. Okay, we've made it in 1 hour 11 minutes, so less than 2 hours, which is nice. Okay, let's see what are. I think the last one is good. Yeah, I mean, especially for the Salesforce, but it will take time. Yeah, especially, I mean, that's not something that you can implement as a just one. Definitely not for a junior developer, right? Because if you look at this, where's the implement AI for Salesforce agencies? This one that you can start without not that much experience. Just go and get to know every tool that you can, and see how you can implement it for other companies, or what are the pitfalls that other companies can go. So if you have a little bit of money for like consultation with the other people, you can start this one. Marketing agency for Salesforce partners. You either need to have someone who is good at marketing, or you need to be good at marketing yourself, or at least you need to have some specialization in what you want to do. Like if you are good at LinkedIn, for example, you can offer the LinkedIn part. Refactoring Guru, this is super hard to start unless you really know what to write there, because if you don't have the experience, at least 5 years, if you're not a senior, basically this business is out of reach for you. So not only it's gonna take a little bit of time, I wouldn't say it's gonna take that much of time, but it's gonna take definitely more time than this one, for example, this one. But this is that would be a really nice, and this is something that we are missing a lot. Yeah, something that we are really missing, and I bet that would be a really good thing. As junior dev, I think the second is the best for me. Yeah, I think it's good. If you're junior dev, I mean, I personally, I love this one, the first one. This is something that I would do if I don't know in what, how exactly I would package it and structure and what I do, but I would definitely try to go B2B to the businesses, and I would try to do some kind of marketing, because there's such a big pain point. I mean, here's the marketing, and you can also niche down, so you don't have to do the marketing itself. You can, for example, go landing page conversion. Understand how to write really converting landing page, design it for a couple of companies for free, get some testimonials, and then basically start. You can also go, there's another one that I thought about. I can actually write it down here. 1.5, 1.1. Copywriting. Copywriting for Salesforce programming, Salesforce development. Kind of the same thing, but kind of also not the same thing. So copywriting, one of the biggest bottlenecks that in the companies that I worked for was actually writing articles for the blog, because for the blog you can write there's a whole the whole science behind what blog articles you have to write for a website for your business. It's kind of a combination of there's different things. There's I think they call it something like top of the funnel, then middle of the funnel, and then like this. Top of the funnel, then less people gonna see. Middle of the funnel. What else? Top move. Top of the funnel, bottom of the funnel, those things. Yeah. This one. So you have the awareness stage, right? Build awareness about what problem do you solve as a company, and then you have consideration stage, so teach people how to choose the solution, and then decision, explain why your product is the best one. And you have different different articles that you're gonna need to write for different of the stages. And one of the articles, for example, that you can make into the middle of the funnel or bottom of the funnel are articles about like technical articles. And something that I saw actually converting quite well people are technical articles. So like that go really into the deeper questions of the development or implementation or something like this. Because once people see that you can write super technical articles, they kind of see that you have the expertise, versus when you don't do it, then yeah, then they're not really sure. So, and this, in all the companies that I've worked, writing a technical article was super hard, because look at this. Either you have on one side people who understand the development, but they're so bad at writing. In most cases, 99.9999% of the developers that I saw, they cannot write an article. Or you have marketing people who understand how to write the marketing or search engine optimization, but they have no idea, like literally zero idea about development. They don't know what is the variable and blah, blah, blah. So it's super hard to write a technical article, because you need to combine those two things. And if you can either offer yourself the services that you're gonna write the technical content for the Salesforce companies or for any other technical company, this is such a good niche. Because this was such a bottleneck of any company that I worked in. And I used to write, I think if you still go to the CloudWorth, let's see, there's still my articles from who knows how many years ago. Let's switch to German. Maybe they deleted it. Oh, look at this. Igor Kudrik, 3 minutes read. That was when? Do they have... dynamic forms, in-app guidance, Einstein, split list view. I don't think that they have here. I want to see. Okay, 2020. So that was the article that I wrote, basically. And yeah. And it was such a pain, because who could also write such an article, especially if you like Dominic, as you say, like if you speak German, that's even more rare. You know, like is like the circle of people who know how to code, right? Uh, like this, coders who can write, and then who can speak German. So you have these people here, right? This very, very small intersection between people who can do everything. And if you can write such a service, if you can offer such a service that you write for people the technical content, and if you're really good at the development part, and you hire, for example, you don't even have to write super good, because these things that I wrote, I did write it in German though, but then it was reviewed by someone who is native in German, so it was modified, Dominic. It's not. I usually don't write that perfect German. So it was modified and reviewed by the native speaker. And then we had the same in English. So yeah, this is I'm sure if you can create such a service, and this is what I was thinking for myself, because I kind of can, and I'm here. I know how to write. I know programming very well, and I know German, or don't even need to be in German. And you can see there my girlfriend walking. Yeah. So yeah, this is something that you can do. Here's kind of sub niche. Very well, very good sub niche. I would do it myself. Okay, let's see. So something that I wanted to, let's see. I have Srinivasa. I'm not sure if you're listening. Man, are you listening? Because if you are listening, we could discuss with you the lead generation. Yeah, doesn't. Yeah, no, Isa, you're not Srinivasa, right? Okay. Yeah, so another thing, let me drink water. I've been speaking for almost 1.5 hours without breaks. Crazy. So about the Discord. Here's the thing. If you're an entrepreneur, you're sitting down on the table at one evening. You're sitting down and you're taking water. And as soon as you drink water, you're like, wait a second. Why do I waste the time? How can I make a business out of drinking water? And you're like, what if I record how I drink water? Will it make me some money? No? Okay. And the same goes for the Discord. As soon as you create a Discord, you're like, wait, how can I make actually something out of it? How can I actually make a community out of it? Because when I just started the Discord, I didn't have any intention to do a community out of it. I just thought, okay, I'm gonna have a place here to chat with the people who follow me, with people from the streams, and basically hang out when I'm offline with you guys. But then Daupt helped me to set up a Discord channel. And then I think in the first couple of days, 20 people joined. And I was like, oh, wow, 20 people. That's like insane, guys. And then I made a really really cheesy video on LinkedIn, and around 100 people joined. And now I'm like, okay, so maybe I should start a community kind of around it. And this is this always problem of, I'm sure people who built a business, like entrepreneurs, all of you have the same problem. As soon as you do any type of activity, you try to like, you cannot just do an activity, you cannot just produce some videos, you cannot just go live, you cannot just just create a Discord server. No, you kind of have to. Your brain makes you to make something out of it, be it a business or be it a community or be it something where people can kind of get a value. And this is my brain too. Like my brain cannot just let me just give up on the Discord and just don't do anything, just see where it goes. No, I can't. I can't. I kind of wanna make something out of it. And this is why I had this this poll here, because I was curious for the reason why people join, and the poll is not done. So go and go and put here what was the reason why did you join? Maybe none of the above what people wrote, like Skiller, for example. Um, so what I see now is that the biggest reason is that you guys joined for networking and for learning something new. And now my brain says to me, hey, so if people joined for the networking, how can you actually help to better network to the people? Because I cannot really just where's the Discord? Oh, that's the Discord. Because I just cannot just leave as it is. I don't know, I just want to make something out of it. So what I wanted to think about is how can I, in general, how to grow this community. I have a confession. I have zero idea how to grow a community, and I have zero idea what to do about this Discord. I know at the worst case, this Discord is just gonna be the place where we hang out with you people, when I'm not streaming. I know, but I saw so many cool people joining the community that I really admire, that I kind of also don't want to let down those people, and I kind of wanna provide some value maybe for those people. Um, so those were my considerations, and I don't really know what exactly to do. So I had few ideas in mind. First idea is that I can go and Discord events on my own. And this is something that I've done today. So today I said, today we're gonna do Salesforce business idea brainstorming. And then I set up this basically every Saturday we're gonna have this Salesforce business idea brainstorming. I'm not really sure that I wanna do it though. Because I don't think that I'm gonna have cool business ideas for you every Saturday. I do have few left, but not also I'm not your business guru, so I don't think that I want to actually do that thing. So I think I'm gonna remove this part. What I actually wanted to do for quite a long time. Let's see, where are the events. Events. So tomorrow, I saw that I set up Salesforce coding a full solution from zero, and this is something that I wanted to do. Yeah, I met very professional people in the Discord server, and all they have cool project, and I like the Discord server. Yeah, nice. That's nice to hear. That's nice to hear. So something that I actually wanted to do is make a Salesforce only stream. I know that a lot of people who watch me, because you are not in the Salesforce ecosystem. You don't in most cases don't even know what is Salesforce, and I see it. But I'm also very much Salesforce person. So my skills in Salesforce. If you take me, what is what is the skill that I'm best at? It's not gonna be sales. It's not gonna be Discord. It's not gonna be YouTube. It's gonna be Salesforce programming. And I kind of feel it's very strange that I'm streaming all the things that are outside of my expertise. If you take basically the expertise that what I'm good at and what I'm learning, I am streaming this part. And occasionally maybe we also do something that I'm good at, but in most cases I'm good at other things like Salesforce development. So I was thinking that I'm gonna do a Salesforce only stream tomorrow, and we're gonna basically take some solution from zero, and we're gonna develop it. I don't have any, and this is something that I wanted to put on the internet. The reason for that, I know that it's not gonna get any views in terms of like if I go here, I probably not gonna have a lot of views, because you guys who are watching me, you're um, from another world, basically. But this gonna show to other people who maybe don't really know me from LinkedIn my skills in Salesforce development. And this is crazy to think that I'm writing so much on LinkedIn about Salesforce development, but I have never shown my skills that I'm actually good at the Salesforce development. I have never shown people these things. My students, they know about it because they spend time with me. So people who know me, who saw me coding, they endorse me, for example, here. Here. Most of my endorsements there from my students. And I have never shown my skills. This is crazy. And I want to show my skills. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing it every week, but definitely tomorrow I'm gonna be doing this, just Salesforce coding. And I don't know what is the topic, what will be the topic of this event. And this is something that I'm gonna be figuring out right now. Where's the We should connect on LinkedIn. Yeah, let's do that. Do you have my name? That's my name. Igor Kudrik. So the Discord brainstorming will be also choose topic for Salesforce stream. Philip, welcome. I assume you're from the Salesforce ecosystem, right? Dominic, I don't see any invitation from you on LinkedIn. But yeah, basically, like, this is crazy to think that such an obvious idea. Like, I write so much about Salesforce development, but people have never seen me developing stuff. This is so crazy. So tomorrow I will basically take completely from scratch, and I'm gonna develop in just within a couple of hours. I'm gonna develop a fully functional LWC component plus an integration, and people finally gonna see at least some of my skills. And I'm okay now. Now I see you. And people finally gonna see that I can at least write code in Apex, not only do some posts on LinkedIn about Salesforce development, which is kind of strange that I have never done it before. Yeah, and that's gonna be very unpolished. So you're gonna see me as a developer basically live, trying to implement the thing from scratch. And it's not gonna be, it's not gonna be nice. It's not gonna be one of those videos when there are zero exceptions, when everything works immediately. No, a lot of things not gonna work. A lot of things they're gonna go wrong. So Dominic, you're founder of something? Current project. Nice, man. Nice. Oh, wait. So you're founder of this thing. This is cool. This is cool, man. I think I saw you. Man, this is good. Are you good at like just in general understanding how to run a Discord server? We could use someone with the knowledge how to run a Discord server. Would you rather be famous when you're alive or forgotten? This is good. I think I saw fairly good. Yeah, nice. Awesome. Feel free to criticize my Discord server. I don't know what to do about this Discord server, but I kind of feel that there's something behind it, because I see the huge engagement that's happening, and I also see a huge engagement on the YouTube channel, and in general, I kind of feel I'm onto something. I don't know what to do exactly about that, but I enjoy every part of it. I enjoy streaming, for example, so much. This is by far the most fun activity that I can do. Maybe for and this is the thing, the biggest. This is this quote that says basically find something that feels like play for you but work for other people. And if you can find this thing, then it's gonna be then basically you're set up for great success. And because I've been streaming for 40 days every day, I kind of feel I found my thing. I love streaming. Like, I don't know. It's a little bit too early to say. If we are making to if I will make it to day number 100, then we can say that I like it or not. Before that, it's kind of meh. But day 100, now we're on the day number 40. If by the day 100 I'm still enjoying streaming as much as I was enjoying in the beginning, I think that's my thing. Because so far I enjoyed every single day out of this 40 days of streaming. This is such a nice connection with all of you guys. Because I was doing before everything that I was doing before, LinkedIn, podcasts, YouTube videos, podcasts on Spotify, what else? Emails, all of that is such a small connection to audience. Such a small connection to you. I can't even, when I send an email, I just send an email and I don't even know if you read. Like only 50% of people read the emails that I send, right? And then when you read it, do you read it really carefully? No, probably you just scan through the email and you're like, oh, okay, it's one of the 50 emails that I got today. When I write a LinkedIn post, you probably read it, but you read it, you also scan it, and nice post. But here, I can really speak to you directly to you live, and this is so awesome, and I enjoy it so much. So yeah, tomorrow basically, I'm gonna be the Salesforce stream. Yeah, man, you're Dominic. Awesome. Nice to have you. This is really cool thing. It's a really cool thing. I feel like Discord is a little bit on the rise, but it's still very underestimated thing. And part of because why Discord is underestimated is because learn coding. Oh, so if someone is in the Discord for learning how to code, wrong Discord server. Srinivas, welcome. I want to speak about the Legion. So yeah, I think that Discord is a little bit underappreciated because it's kind of when you have, so imagine a person who have never seen a Discord server. You just go to the Discord server and you're a little bit lost. At least I was lost when I joined the Discord server. But then I had my Discord server here. Shoo. I joined a lot of different Discord servers and I kind of got better in it. But I feel that Discord, for whatever reason, it has some kind of friction around learning how they actually work those Discord servers. So yeah, this is the Dominic, I see that your this is what I saw before, Wumpus store, and I checked that out. Is it like a super known thing, or is it one of your projects? Because it's really good, and I saw this would you I saw here, and that's why I know this thing. Yeah, I didn't really. You work there, nice. Yeah, this is awesome. How can I join the stream? So I can call you on Slack, for example, Srinivas. If you're okay with people seeing our conversation, we can do it. So I'm not, quite frankly, at this point, I'm not even sure that how much I can help you with lead generation. But I started my business basically with doing lead generation, cold outreach on LinkedIn. So I would be happy to help if I can somehow. So if you're okay with me calling you on Slack, then we can do it on Slack. And it's not that much pressure because I think in total, how many? 5 people maximum watching at the same time, so it's manageable. Yeah, the way I start my business, or at least I was trying to start my business, is I was doing cold outreach on LinkedIn, and I did one thing that I'm not really sure that I should speak publicly about. Let me think if I actually can speak about that. Uh, so basically, what I've done is that I created. Let's do that. Let's do that. I created few fake profiles on LinkedIn, and because in LinkedIn there's a certain amount of messages that you can send to people and certain amount of connections that you can make. So if you wanna set up the whole cold outreach on LinkedIn, for example, with lead generation, it's a well-known thing. You create so either you create accounts of people that are already working for you. For example, you hire someone and then you set up for them the profile, or you creating fake one doesn't really work because so completely fake profile doesn't it's not gonna work because at some point you're gonna need to submit your documents uh, to confirm that you're actually an actual person there. Um, yeah, so you do it. You create different profiles, and then basically the more profiles you have, the more cold outreach you can make on LinkedIn. You write a script. You hire one person, so one person can do like 3 accounts. You hire a person. You have 3 accounts. You write a script. You connect to a lot of people, and you need like let's say one or 2 months to get started with this thing. To basically warm up the LinkedIn profiles that you have. So you have the script, you have the person who is doing it for you. They basically the full-time job. They leech out the lead gen stuff. They even called. I'm not really sure how to call them in English. I think we call them lead gen. Uh, at least I call them lead gen people. So uh, yeah, you hire like one person for 3 accounts. And what I was doing, and that was my tweak to this whole lead gen thing, is that I was creating also content for those accounts. So the thing about LinkedIn is that LinkedIn is um, it has this SSI score. So I think if you go here to LinkedIn and then sales and then SSI, it's gonna show you your SSI score, which doesn't mean there's no really logical explanation how, for example, why do I have 25 out of 25 for build relationships, but I have only 14.5 for establish your professional brand? Like, what the hell is that? What does it even mean, 14 out of 25 of establishing the brand? But basically, the highest you can go is 100, and as soon as you cross 50, it means that your account is kind of highly trusted. And here's, for example, look, the average is 27, which is not that high. So I think you start with like 10, pretty quick. And then if you go and if you create the content, it increases your SSI, and the higher is your SSI score, the more cold outreach you can make, the more people you can connect with. And the trick around the lead generation on LinkedIn is not to sell the people. The trick is to build an audience and make a real conversation with people. So when you develop your script, don't go and try to sell people immediately. Try to actually make a genuine conversation with people. And if you manage to set up your process so that you have the lead generation with a few accounts, you have a content, which content can be super simple. minus 31. Yeah, if you don't optimize your LinkedIn profile, doesn't I mean you basically don't need it. Like unless you do a cold outreach on LinkedIn, you don't really need these things. So you set up the script, you set up a person who is doing this, you set up, if you really want to go big, you also set up someone who is going to be doing basically half outreach, half marketing. So they're going to be creating some posts. And yeah, and then you start this whole thing, and it takes at least 1 month to get to first 100 subscribers. So how can I optimize my LinkedIn? Oh, let's do that. Let's do LinkedIn review. I'm not super big LinkedIn expert, but I think with 1 year of posting consistently almost every week and almost 14,000 subscribers, I think I know a little bit about LinkedIn. So I can criticize a little bit what you have, and I can help you optimize it. But let's see, Srinivasa, are you willing to join the stream? Like, should I call you? No, not Dominic, not you, Srinivasa. Because I think we wanted to speak about lead gen, and I said that I had a little bit of experience, and you said that you wanna so Srinivasa basically said that he wants to speak about lead gen, and I'm unfortunately super busy after the after the streams usually. I set like 2-3 hours a day for the stream aside, and then after that I have to go and actually spend time on the normal activities that I need to keep my business running. So Srinivas, okay, let's do it like this. If you want to speak about lead gen, write me on Slack, and I'm gonna call you on Slack, and we're gonna do it on stream. But if not, then maybe I'm gonna have in a couple of weeks. I mean, basically, I'm streaming every day, so you can join any stream, and we can talk on the stream anytime. Outside of the stream, it's gonna be a little bit difficult, though. Sorry for that. Like it's super busy for me outside of the streams. Hey, have you tried what I suggested you for reading? What did you suggest me for reading? I'm not really sure. Okay, Dominic, let's check out what do you have there. Current project. So you're a community moderator, Dominic. Nice. You're a big. I see. You're a big Discord guy. Oh, you have recommendations. That's awesome. Hi, Srinivasa. Hi. Deutsch, English. I think you have I think you have quite a good profile. Let's see. Founder and SEO. One thing that you could improve immediately. First, if you take something like super professional photo like this, it's gonna improve a little bit. Then, one thing that is definitely, but that's not that important. More important is this one. So this title is basically what people see whenever you interact, or the first thing that people read about your page. And this is basically where you kind of need to summarize how can you be helpful for someone. For example, for me, it's teaching Apex to senior admins. It's quite clear. I teach Apex to whom? To senior admins. Very clear. And then I also have here Salesforce developer. For you, if someone reads that you're SEO and founder and SEO, it's not really clear what exactly are you doing. Like, if you're, I guess here as a founder, you try to, for example, you make engagement bots for Discord, or you grow Discord with, I don't know, grow Discord server with bots or something like this. So the founder or the developer um, doesn't really show the value that you provide for the people. That's the thing. Um, Technologies as Discord.js. Discord.js, is it a thing? Is it a JavaScript framework for Discord? The most popular way to build Discord bots. Nice, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Learn new concepts. Okay. Okay. So I think that you are a little bit under underselling yourself, Dominic. Because is it are you developer, like is it you developed it with your friends, or are you the only one developer? How, like, what's your exactly relation to this? Would you? And Srinivasa, by the way, I'm not really sure if you're listening, but what I was telling is that we can have a call. Like, I can call you anytime on Slack. Couple of people working there. I started alone. Now we have a couple of people. Well, you can just, if you take this thing that, like, that you developed a bot that is used by more than 10,000 people, or 10,000 communities of 4 million people. Like, this is a killer, like, this is just such a killer thing and achievement that you have, and it's not really readable that much from your description. So this is a quick optimization that you can definitely do. And like these numbers, this is something that you should definitely throw into the face of someone who is reading uh your LinkedIn page. So this is I think this is the biggest uh improvement that you can do. You're really underselling yourself, Dominic, I think. You understand how to run communities, you know how to drive the engagement for communities, you developed a really successful bot, or you were a part of the development of the bot. um, just saying that you are developing with those things, it's very much understatement, because your main things that you're good at is like those bots. This is the way you could definitely improve it. Okay, Srinivas, should we speak? Should I call you in Slack? I'm not really sure, so I don't really know if I will be a super huge help for you there. But I'm happy to speak. Okay, then.
Hi Igor, how are you?
Hi, welcome.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, me too. So nice to speak to you. What's the So first, I'm not really sure, like, do you already have a business, or do you want to start a business, or what's like, how is it? Because I think the last time we spoke, you were still working somewhere, right?
Yes, I'm still working there. I do have a business. I've started a Salesforce consultancy.
Nice.
Now, I do have a couple of ideas, but I'll start with an introduction. So I've started the Salesforce consultancy last year. Um, just to give you a bit of context, I've been working in the Salesforce industry for about 10 years now.
Hmm.
And I'm working as a solution architect. So I wouldn't say I know the system in and out. I know enough to get, uh, get a solution for a client or whoever that is, or either of the company that I'm working for. Take a business requirement, propose the best solution, looking at uh, all the vendors, including Salesforce. do the risk assessment, look at the data protection aspect of it, so on and so forth. Now, I would like to implement. As I have enough experience working in this industry, I would want to use the same experience and put it in the business. Now, working in this industry for about 10 years, I do have a couple of clients that I know, previous companies that I know, who have contacted me to help them with maybe standardizing their system or enhancing their platform or looking at what are the silos in the current system. Now, what I'm struggling with is one, it's a new business, so not many people know about my consultancy. So I have to work on the SEO. I have a team working on the SEO. I wouldn't call them a team. It's more of a friend who is helping out. So SEO
Hmm.
takes time.
Yeah.
Now, while doing that, what I wanted to do is I wanted to also find clients um, in a way where I won't charge them much. I'm not thinking about any of those things now. All I want to do is get some exposure, uh, maybe use LinkedIn to generate leads, and implement Salesforce for them, and kind of take it from there, get the name going, so on and so forth. So that is where I'm at. What I'm
Hmm.
struggling with is how do I go about lead gen? I did sign up for Sales Navigator within LinkedIn.
Hmm. Hmm.
I did look at a couple of videos, but it's very hard to go down that route because I don't know much about it. I'm still learning about it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, for me, I think Sales Navigator, for me, in my head, I could be wrong. I think it's cold calling. You just getting a bunch of companies and maybe main stakeholders within the companies, and you're directly messaging them
Yeah.
saying X, Y, and Z. The best example I can give here is what do you do? I found you through LinkedIn.
Yeah.
One of my colleagues suggested your name. I've looked up your profile and I've looked at your website, and I said I want to learn coding, so I'll contact Igor. Right.
Hmm.
I've also started doing that. So bit of this, bit of that, so on and so forth. So what I lack is structure, and how do I go about getting the exposure, uh, maybe generating leads, so on and so forth. So that is where I'm stuck at.
Hmm. Hmm. Something. Well, I mean, that's cool. I love those things. So first, this is on stream, so it's gonna be recorded. So just, I mean, you know it, right? So that's fine. Just wanted to
Yeah,
to
yeah,
repeat.
yeah,
So okay, so I can definitely tell about my experience. I have few, like, from everything that you said. You have SEO, right? Um,
yeah,
I also invested in SEO at some point. So if you go methods in Apex, for example, I
yeah,
think you will end up with Cloud Prism here. Cloud Prism on the first page, basically. So it's not the first here, but it's the first page, and we are getting quite some of the traffic. So I invested. So the free course that I have basically on my page, this is exactly with the idea of search engine optimization. Um,
yeah,
and I can tell you that failed. Like, I don't know anyone who went and took my services, my course, because of the search engine optimization. And
yeah,
the reason for that also kind of, when I think how I make, for example, decisions to buy something, when was the last time I Googled for something and then I bought it? Very rarely, right? We don't
yeah,
really, at least for me, I don't really Google for stuff that much. I just Google for instructions, for example, how to do something.
yeah,
So I actually stopped completely investing in search engine optimization, because what I thought is that people not really buying from the search, people buying from, like, people. So if you, for example, found me, you probably bought the course and joined the course because you maybe liked what I have, and you liked the offer, and it matched what you want. So I totally see what you
yeah.
mean, um, that you want to build up. But how do you do it? And to my experience with the lead generation, I also used Sales Navigator. Are you posting something on LinkedIn, or what's your how like what exactly do you do on LinkedIn?
I do have a company web page
Mm-hmm.
on it's company page on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
I've posted a couple of posts, but not continuously. So my wife actually she works as um, a senior executive uh,
Mm-hmm.
for marketing within a marketing agency. Now, more so often than she usual, she is leading a top healthcare account. So she's mostly busy. By the time she's done with work, she just wants to wind down. But I do drag her once in a while to give me tips here and there. So she did tell me that all of these things takes time. One, you have to at least post something on LinkedIn, and when you're posting it, you have to add value rather than just posting to attract leads. You have to post content that makes sense to people who are looking at it, even though they might interact with it, they might not interact with it. That gets the word of mouth going. The second thing that you would want to do is look at SEO.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm doing as of now. I'm looking at posting relevant content on LinkedIn. I'm also working on how do I tailor the business so that I can reach I mean, there are lots of consulting companies out there who
Yeah.
are doing a much better job with a much larger team. If for a prospect client to be pitched, they have a certain threshold. For example, a project accepted by Accenture might not be the project for you, and vice versa,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have to
Yep.
place yourself in such a way that you get those leads, no matter how small, how big. It doesn't really matter. What you're trying to do is trying to establish your business.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead with it. Some maybe offer them free services. Maybe offer them free health check, for example, or offer them free assessment of the org, for example. Those kind of services, and then kind of take it from there. So yeah, I think that's what I've been doing, and I'll continue to do. And again, I'll take this back to the example that how I found you. It was because of the content you post, and I mean, LinkedIn is filled with nothing but content. But how relevant is it for you,
Yeah.
and how does it make sense?
Here, so here's I totally hear you. So what I was from the first, like from the first, I am big LinkedIn nerd, and I think that LinkedIn is huge, and I think that people really underestimate the power of LinkedIn. Something that I
Yeah,
really think that you should not do is having having like a business page, because
yeah,
how many business pages are you following? Like you, like it's very rare that people want to follow a business page. uh
yeah,
Much more likely people want to follow like personalities, right? So I would
yeah,
suggest, like, this is just my experience. This is so I also have a business page, right? But I'm not posting
yeah,
on the business page. It's very rare that the business page will do well. I know one example of a business page that is doing well, the Salesforce ban. So Salesforce
yeah,
ban is doing really great as a company page, but that's the only one. And Salesforce ban can do basically whatever they want because they're so huge and everyone knows Salesforce ban, right? And even for them,
yeah,
they are still not, like, the Salesforce ban itself is much has definitely gets much more things. So Salesforce, where's the ban this one ban. So whenever there's a difference, imagine you go through the homepage, and then you see band posting something and a company page posting something. Totally different feeling, right? So I think
yeah.
that for you it makes much more sense to try to build own brand instead of trying to actually develop the business page. Uh, this is my opinion. And then how do you, like, what is your targeting group? Whom are you targeting? Like, do you have any like specific group in mind? Who are you targeting?
Most of my experience lies within the financial sector, and
Okay.
in the recent past, healthcare sector. So, financial sector, healthcare sector, small to medium businesses. That is who I'm targeting, and the targeting sector is US and London,
Mm-hmm.
UK, US and US, UK.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is good because you're in UK, right? You're in London, as far as I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah,
Yeah, this is good. because UK has quite a huge market in comparison to Germany, for example. It's
Yeah,
much bigger market in UK. So if you're
yeah.
what I see, and this is let me go to your page. You do need to start posting, and you said that there's a lot of content on LinkedIn. No, not like in LinkedIn is so there's not that many people who are posting on LinkedIn. I at some point, and the way why I know it, I quite from time to time I create basically a ranking of like different people. So I had somewhere a post here about like the top developers or top content creators in Salesforce that you need to follow. It's somewhere, I don't know where it is, but yeah, here for example, this one I asked these people, and you would be surprised. It's so hard to find people who are posting on LinkedIn. And if you look at who is posting about financial services, for example, gonna be super difficult to find. Like, how many people do you know who post about financial services? Do you know anyone? Like
I can count 2 or 3 people I've previously worked with.
2 or 3 people. So this is nothing. Like 2 or 3 people. This is
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
compare it to YouTube, for example. How many YouTubers posting about marketing? Hundreds. 2 or 3 people
yeah.
posting about. So it's easy to stand out. It's easy to stand out on LinkedIn. It's easy.
Mhm.
So the take the topic that you want to write about, and you have 10 years of experience. I bet you have things that people. So for example, something that I like posting is that I like to take um, a very known narrative about something. Like for example, that you should study Trailhead if you want to become a Salesforce developer. And I want to show people that this is not true. So basically, you try to find something like a common myth, for example, that is known in your field. And I guess you can also find those type of things that you have seen through your experience, that people, for example, companies make this and this mistake when they implement financial services. Something in this regard. A good example of this is Max Mather. He is posting about rev operation, I think revenue operations or something like this. um rev ops, yeah, exactly, rev ops. It's super niche, but and I can send to you. Do you know of Max? Have you seen his page?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so I can send it to you. So this is a super niche, right? This is very niche topic, but he writes, and he has what, 26,000, and he basically built a business uh, around this thing. So I think that what in your case the best way, if you wanna build it, is to find those things, like what is the common mistakes that people do when implementing what you target, because I'm not really sure what are the financial services, so I don't really know exactly um, what are the common mistakes, what are the common myths, what are things that can go wrong, what have you seen, because you definitely have in 10 years so much to tell people, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think in everything that I tell you, what resonates, what doesn't?
The common myth is obviously, if one of the things is when you get Salesforce, you think implementing it will get you from 0 to 100, maybe, for example, right? Um, you having the right team and having a business use case for you to work on is definitely where I would start, starting with an MVP and then kind of build on it. There are lots of technical debt within the financial services cloud. For example, the relationship between account and insurance policy holder, or yes, something along those lines. So there are certain examples that I have,
Mm-hmm.
along with how do you implement financial service cloud. It's just any Salesforce implementation. Um, but yes, implementing the solution in the right way and communicating that effectively with the stakeholders. I think that is one of the things that many businesses focus on, along with the the strategy itself. There is a team sitting in the background thinking about strategy and how to go about adding value to their customers using platforms such as Salesforce and other technologies.
Yeah, this is good. I mean, this is already so much. And when you make the first posts, I can like the post, and then people gonna see it, and maybe something will gonna resonate. One thing though,
Definitely, thanks.
one thing though, there are a few things. If you wanna post, I recommend you first do the course by Justin Welsh.
Yeah.
Justin, have you heard about it?
No, I'm
Okay.
actually not looking at the screen because I'm on Slack, right? I can't really go
Oh right.
into Twitch and start the video because there will be an overlap.
Oh right. But you can yeah yeah you can for example mute the stream, and then you can see the stream. Uh,
Yeah,
let me maybe I can share the screen actually. Let me share this screen. Nope, not this one. Huh? The second screen. This one. It's actually quite good. It's cheap. It's a quick course. You can do it in like an hour or something. It's a really good one. Because it kind of it gives the fundamental around LinkedIn posting, because it's not enough to just post something on LinkedIn. You need, it's like doesn't matter if you post something but no one reads it, kind of meh, right? So you also if you really wanna go and have some following and some people who read your stuff, you need to kind of be a little bit more strategic around what you post. Um, and I think this is a really good start. It's a really good start. This is what I use. This is basically yeah. This really good course. I really recommend it. Really recommend it.
yeah, I'll definitely Justin Welch, right? I'll definitely have a look into it.
Yeah. But I'm curious, why you're doing the SEO? Like that's really interesting thing. I don't think that most people when they start something they try to do SEO. That's a really interesting step.
Why am I doing so? Sorry, what?
Why are you doing SEO, like the search engine optimization, right? I'm just
Yeah.
curious. Like I don't know. Like maybe that's something that I'm missing on.
Um, I mean, to be fair, everyone else is doing it, but the main reason I am doing it is because I want to drive traffic into the website,
Mm-hmm.
and the most important aspect is, as you already know, London um, is a IT hub all
Mm-hmm.
across, people from all over Europe, people from all over the world. Um, they come and work here,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's a diverse uh, workforce. Adding to that, there are n number of consultancies. Salesforce is focusing on approving consultancies who can help them grow their business as an SI partner. Now, standing out of the crowd would definitely you definitely require some sort of SEO running in the background, along with posting content and blog. But the main reason is when you're running an SEO and the results come out, you look at the keywords that people search for, and in order for you to drive the traffic, you'll have to use those keywords and put it in your website or in your content in such a way that it not only drives the traffic, it also adds value
Yeah.
to your business and also their business.
Yeah, I think, but the one thing to consider is that I think the easiest way to stand out is actually having a personal brand. Like because there's so much consultancies that focus on the SEO, right? They all
Yeah,
basically try to do that. And to
yeah,
rank really good, especially for popular topics, really hard. But as you
yeah,
say, there are only a couple of people who are posting on LinkedIn. So the easiest, like I don't know, I'm way too optimistic about LinkedIn, but this is something that I see For me, working for me, I see that this like whenever someone starts posting, that works so much better for them, and it's so easy to stand out on LinkedIn.
Yeah. I mean, LinkedIn is the only platform for um, yeah, any business professionals, to be precise.
Yeah,
Um, there is TikTok and Instagram and so on and so forth, but
yeah,
for professionals, LinkedIn is the only platform. You look
yeah,
for jobs within LinkedIn. You look for relevant content within LinkedIn. Um, People post a lot of videos on um, upcoming Salesforce releases. They go into their DevOps. They make a video of it. They record their screens. They post it inside LinkedIn for other people to look into and learn from. So I think LinkedIn is one of those platforms which is very popular among professionals
yeah.
alike.
And especially you are targeting probably decision makers at the companies, right? Who
Yeah,
can buy a service. So and another thing, I basically, so if you go to the analytics, let's see if that's still, yeah, yeah. So we do like, I don't know, like one, definitely more than 1,000 people going to the page, but all of this is not, it's direct traffic from LinkedIn. So it's not SEO traffic mostly. I mean, we have also a few SEO pages that perform well, but most of that is like from LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is just also a way to drive traffic into your page. So it's not only this SEO
yeah,
part.
yeah. SEO is one of them. I mean, you definitely don't rely on SEO. If people were to rely on SEO, everyone would be doing SEO.
That's true.
Maybe a decade ago it might have worked, but with in the current digital age, you would use any platform that some people go very creative. They have very creative solutions. But yes, you would just not use SEO, but SEO is one of them that you would use to at least get the ranking up, so
Yeah.
people will might click on your website. I wouldn't say they will click; they might click.
Yeah, that's true. So, but yeah, I know. If you're gonna start posting, which I think kind of makes a lot of sense for you, uh, just come back and I can give you feedback on the posting and on the profile, because
Yeah,
you do need to do like the banner here, the description, and so on. Basically, the new landing page of a current world is your LinkedIn. This is like a new landing page, right? Because it has all the
yeah,
same features, right? So that's,
yeah.
yeah. So can I help somehow, like, I don't know, can I share something else? What else would you like to hear?
I have enough information. Um, I do appreciate you taking the time to speaking with me, and also including other people who might benefit from what we just discussed.
I think it's
I
gonna be
don't have
helpful.
anything else now. Yeah, yeah. I don't have anything else now, but what I would definitely want to do is come back and post any findings within our Discord, so other people can look into it, and um, maybe they can add value, or they can learn from my mistakes. I mean, you have to make mistakes to be successful. So I'm hoping that will be the case, and I'm hoping I can add value to whatever you are doing.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, then see you on Discord. I'm quite curious to hear how the SEO thing gonna go. And then, yeah, because there's something that I decided actively not to do, but maybe I am kind of maybe it's a mistake. Maybe I should be doing that at some point. So yeah, I'm very curious how it's gonna be, if the SEO is gonna be successful. That's a really interesting. And then if you start posting, or when you start posting, come back, and I can also help you with that part as well. And yeah, I think people on Discord can definitely learn something from your experience. So
Yeah.
thank you for joining.
Thanks, Igor. Thanks for having me.
See you on Discord.
Yeah.
All right, that was really nice call. Is someone still here? I didn't read chat quite for quite a time. Are you guys still here? Issa, you're still here. Game front one. Okay, what did you write? That's where demand and trend comes in. If you know, yeah, exactly. This a factor of familiarity and irregular. Yeah, I'm so bullish on. So I'm so into LinkedIn. I don't believe that this approach. So first, the SEO traffic is very very crowded. It's very hard to stand out there. So if you really want to make a good SEO thing, you really need to go and look. How can I write the best article? How can I write the article that is better than all the other articles? And it's guess what? It's damn hard. And another thing, you don't want to really buy from just random brands. You want to buy from people. You want to buy from like what? When was the last time that you bought something, not a tool, but you bought like a course, for example, from a company? I don't remember these times. I always now in the last couple of years, I've been buying all the time from people, not from companies. Okay, so someone asks for Discord link. Really, the one in the description expired? Okay, interesting. You mean? Okay, Discord. Discord here, and if you want to sell, for example, a game, that's true. The game. This is something. I mean, it's also because it's also it's because also it's basically impossible to implement. Yeah, there's lots of competition right now. Yeah, that's I agree. I agree. So like I mean those things, for example, that Notion or whatever other subscription, ChatGPT. Of course, you buy them from corporations or from companies, because companies are the only entities that can implement those things. As a one person, you couldn't implement. But I'm sure that if there was Notion that was implemented by the company, and then Notion exactly the same features, but it was implemented by a person with a following who is passionate about Notion, it would be totally different thing. And people would rather buy from the person with the following. And the same, I think that that Notion or any other productivity tool, they rely a lot on this. They buy so many ads from those people, exactly for the reason, because people buy from who they follow. It was your account, but that's fine. That's fine. I posted one more time, chat, link to the Discord. That's fine. Robin, I will never get tired of posting Discord link. Something that you can always ask me for two things: accepting money, payments, and posting Discord link. Two things that I will never get tired of. Right, so I think that was actually quite good. I shared with you guys everything that I know about. At some point I really want to make a LinkedIn course at some point. Does company makes benefit on the already established network capital? Yeah, I agree. But I think if you're someone with a following, it's if you develop a course, for example, it's much easier to sell versus when you're a completely standalone company or you have a company page. It's super hard. Like have you ever seen any company on LinkedIn that was successfully started a company page from zero to something? No, even for example, if we take Duolingo, Duolingo, I bet they do have some following. Yeah, they do have some following, but behind this, there's definitely people who are super experienced in that. Sitting, look, like for example, Sonia Falcon. I'm sure she's in charge of a lot of those things. Um, so yeah, I think Duolingo. I mean, there are definitely some examples of pages, but in general, for a simple company like Srinivas is trying to do, right? If you're trying to build, I don't know, like 10-person company or like whatever, like 1 million revenue company, I have never seen a single successful company page. Those super big companies, yes. Thinking about billion-dollar company on it, it's like Vinny. That's true. That's true. What I was talking about is that there's no successful company pages on LinkedIn um, of small companies. It's much easier to do if you're creating basically a company page. I think it's much easier to just trying to establish your own brand. There's one thing in just coming to my mind, something that I didn't catch from Srinivas. If you're still working your old job and you're gonna start posting about the services that you offer, that's quite tricky, right? That's like one of the things that you have to consider, that it might be a little bit hard. I remember when I started posting on LinkedIn, I was so embarrassed that people are gonna see me, and this is always gonna happen. You're always gonna feel some kind of embarrassment, and I still feel sometimes when I experiment with new type of posts. Like one of the posts that I've done recently was with my photo there. I was so embarrassed to post it. This one, I was so embarrassed to post it. Like, that felt so wrong. But at the end, I received so much support from people, and it was good. So there's always going to be some kind of your brain always going to say, "Hey, why are you doing this?" But at the end, I think it's going to worth it. No one, I'm sure, no one, even if that post would be, if everyone would even laugh on this thing, uh, people would forget this thing. Have you thought about sponsorship and partnerships? Well, I would want to partner with few people as soon as I have my platform out. As soon as I have my platform out, I do wanna partner with few people. Basically, what I wanna do is I wanna give my platform for free for those people um, who are in need, kind of like low income or teenagers or veterans, for example. All those people, I want to give them free access to the platform. It doesn't cost me anything to give free access right now. Yeah. What are top companies that have been looking at your profile? I don't know. I don't really care about the companies that are looking at my profile. How can I even see it? Profile views. Well, I cannot really see it because I don't have a premium. So I can't really see it. 59 people work at Salesforce that looked at my profile. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Can you explain what Salesforce is? Salesforce is a CRM platform. Basically, if you're Coca-Cola, for example, it helps you to speak to your customers. Not customers, I would say your partners. For example, you wanna buy 50 tons of sugar and deliver to place X. That's that's exactly why do you need Salesforce. Like a middleman? No, not like middleman. By the way, if you're coming tomorrow to the coding stream, you can see how I'm gonna be coding on Salesforce. So basically, Salesforce, you can think about it as a very glorified database or a spreadsheet. It's much more. It's obviously billion-dollar company, but if you just distill it down to what it is, then it's a glorified spreadsheet. So what does a Salesforce developer do? You can see me tomorrow. You can see me tomorrow developing a full solution from scratch to the end with Salesforce. Um, and this is something that I wanna kind of discuss. Yeah, I kind of wanna think about what I'm gonna be developing tomorrow. I don't know what I will be developing. I just have a few criteria. So, new members. Welcome, 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 new members. Welcome. Okay, so Salesforce. Okay, this one is done. Coding a full solution from zero. So I will code in 2-3 hours a simple LWC plus integration solution from complete zero to ready to deploy to production. It will be useful for those who want to learn how to code. It will be useful not only for those who want to learn how to code. It will be useful for those people who have first never seen me coding. I'm not the 10x developer. I'm not the senior developer. I'm not the super mind developer. No, I'm just a regular developer, and I want to develop a solution from zero to scratch. But I'm pretty good at it. I'm not bad at Salesforce development. I know my thing, so I can develop a few things. So this is what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow, and I only have 2 criteria about what I want to develop. I only have 2 criteria, so I think this one we kind of can say that this is okay. This is, I'm not gonna do this one. Lead gen done, finishing webinar, and for some reason I don't have here. Here, topic for the Salesforce stream. That's what I want to do. Is it like database and management? Yeah, it's like database. It's basically a big database. Okay, guys, so basically now I wanna decide what I will develop for tomorrow for the stream. And my only 2 criteria is that it should be an integration with another system, and it should involve LWC. Those are basically my 2 requirements. And ideally, it should be useful for admins or developers. I don't want to go and develop something for B2B because I'm focusing very much on the people who are working in the Salesforce ecosystem. But before that, I'm gonna do a coffee break. I'm gonna do a coffee break, and now it's 17:30 till 17:35. And then I'm gonna be back for brainstorming the ideas what to develop tomorrow. And of course chatting with you. That's the main thing. That's why I'm here. That's why I love streaming so much. Oh, sorry. Sorry for that. I hope your ears are good. Would it work like MySQL or not exactly. So we don't really have the direct relationship with the databases in Salesforce like with other programming languages. Like for example, I was developing this thing, right? Learn Apex, and it's developed with the Next.js. Salesforce is a customer relationship management hosted on cloud and this demand shared multi-tenancy. Yeah, it's kind of hard to like. Look, Srinivas, it's kind of like hard to explain for people what is Salesforce if people are not from the Salesforce community, right? Like, I can say it's a CRM system, but what the hell does it mean? Like, what is a CRM system? How can you imagine this thing? The nearest thing I can imagine, I can give you an example, is that imagine if you go to the Salesforce to make money. exactly. So imagine if you go to a doctor. You wanna, I don't know, you 404 on your website. Yeah, well, yes, I know about that. Thank you for pointing out the bug. We are not even out, so we are not even yeah, we're still not even out officially. It's just what I'm showing you is that we do have a landing page, we do have working modules, but we have still a lot of bugs to do. So how much we have? Yeah, I mean basically we are still not ready for the start. So that, yeah, there's we don't even have the registration properly set up. So you can register, but the registration process doesn't really work that much. So what I was speaking about, yeah, I was speaking about what is Salesforce. So imagine you go to a doctor. In the doctor, you go and there's someone is sitting there. Hi, how can I help you? And this person, you go to this person and they ask you for your name, for your email, for your home address, right? If you're for the first time to the doctor. what kind of concerns do you have. You leave all this information, and they take this information and they type it into the system, and you're basically becoming a client of this clinic. And chances are they're going to be using some kind of CRM system, so they're going to be using some kind of CRM. And as a Salesforce, maybe they're using Salesforce. Most likely no. But you can imagine Salesforce in that way. And then if you, for example, if you want to automatically send an email to the customers that, hey, we have here a super huge sale for people. If you're sick on the weekend, 30% less. No, if you're sick on Monday, 30% less, because people usually not sick on Monday. Hey, whatever. Like, if they want to send some kind of marketing automation for you, this is something that you would do as a Salesforce admin or Salesforce developer. But now this is the most mind-blowing part. Now take this idea that I told you and imagine that you are speaking about big companies like Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola also have to manage clients, right? Because Coca-Cola have to go and order 50 tracks of sugar that should be delivered to the city X, because the city X manufacturing is running out of the sugar. So they need to contact the sugar manufacturer, they need to speak to them, and this is all have to be managed, because you need to know who are you speaking to, their emails, their contact numbers, their names. Maybe you want to send them emails, maybe you want to, and all of this is managed by the Salesforce. And as a Salesforce developer, you basically automate those business processes. And what exactly is going to be, we will brainstorm. 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. I'm gonna be away, and then we can continue with this. So now, of course, 35 till 40, like this. Don't go anywhere. I will be back. Yeah, Sofu. I'm exactly on time. I'm curious if the polling has changed here. No, we still have 11 people for networking, so we have majority of people for networking. So most people for networking. Then the second is for B. What is B? Start a business. And the same amount of people for learning something new. And then the least amount of people want to scale the business. Late 1 minute. Nope. No. I was exactly on time. And what was the A? Start freelancing. Okay, start freelancing. I see. Yeah. By the way, there's a cool thing in this Discord. It's called Level Up, and it shows people who have left the most messages. So I'm the only one who's on the level 2. Unexpected, right? But anyway, so what I want to do is that I want to now brainstorm what is the complete from zero to scratch solution that I can develop tomorrow. So it should be at the same it should be first criteria, it should be useful. Second criteria, it should be visual in terms of we should be able to implement it with LWC. And third, I don't know, I should be able to implement it in a couple of hours. And for that, I wanna use this one. If you missed it, for whatever reason, I don't even know why would you miss it, but if you missed it, Google, they have now Gemini. So this is basically their answer to the ChatGPT. They saw ChatGPT and they were like, "Ha, we can do it too." Because people started saying, "Oh, ChatGPT is the death of Google. Oh, now they're gonna be outcompeted," and they're like, "How we can do it as well?" And then they created Gemini, and they claim that Gemini is the best AI on planet. That's literally what they say. We go to Gemini, not to this Gemini. Gemini Google. They're gonna say, "Introducing you Gemini and our largest and most capable AI model." So they made this cool video with the demonstration of Gemini. Look at this, what you can do a lot of things with the Gemini, and they had somewhere an example that here. So Ultra Gemini, Gemini Ultra and GPT-4, Gemini Ultra wins. But here at one thing, it loses. But at most things, it wins. But then people went and actually said, you know what the things that you provided here are just BS, and you can't really compare it in that way, because here, for example, they used one type of comparison, COET 32, and here they used 5-shot. All right, here they variable shots, here 3-shot. So they use different way of comparison. They basically tried to compare oranges with apples, so they couldn't really do that. And I am a big fan of ChatGPT. If you have seen me, I'm using ChatGPT quite a lot for different cases, and I will be using it tomorrow as well on the coding part. But now I want to test it out. I took the Gemini Advanced, which I think is like $20 a month, but the first 2 months are for free, so I'm happy to test it. So let's test it. Let's say, give me some ideas on a project that I can implement. Tomorrow. Here are the criteria. On a project on the Salesforce development project that I can implement tomorrow. Here are the criteria. I should be able to implement it in let's call it in under 3 hours. Each should be targeted on admins who learns how to code or beginner developers. Who learn how to code targeted. Third one. It should involve LWC and integration. The LWC will be embedded in Salesforce. The whole project should be mostly Salesforce focused, except the integration part. So give me a few ideas, Gemini. Let's see. I'm very curious. And now the same prompt, I'm gonna go to the ChatGPT. I think that Gemini is. I like the style of Gemini. So I like how smooth it is. I like the. I like how quick it is. Weather widget, stock ticker. No, Gemini, you misunderstood me. I don't wanna use. No. The thing is, like, it suggested different good ideas for what I can implement, but I can implement something that is actually useful. I want to implement something that when people gonna watch it, they are like, oh, I could actually use it. No. And in the meanwhile, let's ask the same question to ChatGPT. I want to implement something that could be useful for people who learn Salesforce development. Okay, so here are a few project ideas. Let's see. Debug visualizer. Not bad. This is already better. An LWC that interacts with debug logs to display variables and execution flow clearly. This could help beginners understand how their code functions. Okay, the problem is that there's no integration in this one. Code snippet library. Enabling a search library for common Salesforce code snippets, SOQL queries. Oh, this is interesting, but it doesn't have interactive SOQL builder that exists already. I liked the first two, but they don't have any integration part. The last one already exists. Okay, let's see what ChatGPT says. Weather dashboard, currency converter, contact list with external data, simple task manager. Okay, I'm gonna say exactly the same thing as I said to the Gemini, that no, I want to implement something that's gonna be useful for people who learn how to code. Let's see. Salesforce LWC interactive learning module. Not bad. Debug visualizer plus external tooling. I don't like the debug visualizer. Code snippet library plus GitHub. Oh, you know what? It brings me on the idea that we could develop something like an LWC component where you click on the button, or something like, yeah, where you click on the button and it takes the whole code in your org and makes a GitHub repo out of it. I think it would be actually super useful. But the problem with it is that it's definitely not to our project. It's a bit longer project. It's kind of yeah, it's kind of long project. Because what you need to have a connection, you need to have a GitHub. We're gonna need to understand for this type of project, we would need to understand the GitHub API. We would need to understand how to actually take the code out of Salesforce. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah. I don't think that it's a good. It's not to our project, okay. Okay, what ChatGPT says. Learning module, okay, it's good. Okay, any other ideas? I have an idea in mind, but if they're not gonna propose any other ideas, then I'm gonna just implement. I'm gonna just reveal what is the idea that I have in mind. But I still wanna see if maybe they gonna come up with something. Salesforce org health checker. Okay. I think I want to implement something similar. Just provide ideas, and I think ChatGPT in this case is better helping me. Just provide ideas. Any other similar ideas that would be helpful for people who learn how to code? Oh, look at this. Feedback collection component. That's nice. Custom data import tool. Ah, this is so awful. I wouldn't want to implement this thing. Simple project management dashboard. Nope. Event registration. Definitely no. Custom notification system. Definitely no as well. Time tracking tool. Custom calendar. Why would you? Personal book library. Ew. Okay, so ChatGPT misunderstood me. No, I am the developer who wants to develop a project that learners of Apex would use. So the target. Okay, I guess if at this point ChatGPT won't provide for me a nice answer, I'm just gonna reveal what I have. Apex Code Playground. Interesting. Develop a web-based tool for Salesforce app where learners can write, compile, similar to just JS Fiddle. What is JS Fiddle? Or CodePen? Ah, okay, so it's like, yeah, it's basically what they say is just replicate the developer console. Nope. Apex challenges and access platform. No. I already have it. Apex AI integration hub. No. Apex unit testing workshop. Okay. That's actually not bad. Trigger framework implementation guide. That's good. Okay. Batch Apex processing simulator, dynamic circle builder. Okay, I see. So none of this I like. So here's my idea, something that I want to develop tomorrow. Where's my Xcode graph? Am I blind or where's the Xcode graph? Okay, whatever, then I have the new one. So, something that I will be developing tomorrow. let me speak it through. I'm still like, the idea just was in my head. I'm not really sure if I will be doing exactly the same thing. So I have a component in mind. Basically, let's say this is component. In this component, we're gonna have here you can select Apex, or let's call it classes. So you can basically select here different classes. Like it's gonna be a pick list drop down with all the classes in your org. And this here, we're gonna write the feedback. Feedback, if your classes following feedback, if your classes are following the best practices. And here we're gonna have, let's say, button. You click this button. So you click this button, green button. You choose a class here. You click on the button. This class, it is sent to the OpenAI. OpenAI, for those people who don't know, those guys that are behind the ChatGPT. So this class is sent to the OpenAI. OpenAI checks your code in this class on what kind of errors, what kind of best practices you have, and what best practices you don't follow. And we pre-upload there the best practices that we need. And then you get a feedback on how you could improve. Feedback. Class to check. Yeah, so you send the class there, basically a piece of code, and then you get a feedback on what could be improved in this class. And this whole thing is going to be focusing only on beginners. And I wanted to do this thing for my interactive platform. So I kind of wanna play around those ideas. Anyway, and I'm gonna be implementing this thing in LWC. Basically, it tackles all my boxes that I want. So I'm gonna have an integration, I'm gonna have an LWC component. It's gonna be, I think it's doable within 2 hours or maybe 3-4 hours. Definitely not super long. Tackles all the boxes, everything that I wanna have. What do you guys think about this example? I think it's gonna be quite. I think it's gonna be quite useful. I mean, I know that no one's gonna be using this probably thing, but I still wanna implement something that could be in theory at least used. I don't really need that people use it, but like at least in theory it should be usable. Yeah, but that's gonna be tomorrow. So tomorrow about the same time, I'm gonna be streaming, and whoever didn't join, yeah, good idea. Thank you, Isa. So if you didn't join the Discord, join. If you didn't vote here, vote. And I think it's gonna be it for today. See you tomorrow, everyone, on the coding stream. It was a really nice stream. We've done a lot today. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow, everyone. Or let's hang out in the Discord. Bye bye.